Welcome to problem 613, the Excel portion. In this case, we're looking at some shafts that fit into the valve hole. And we're looking, this is really a quality question because we're going to look at as the ranges as to what's acceptable for what we're trying to produce compared to what we are actually producing. So the sample mean is 22.002 millimeters. The standard deviation is 0.005 millimeters. Now the question in part A, what proportion or percentage of the shafts are between 21.99 millimeters and 22? So that is a range. So we have a range in here of 21.99 to 22. The answer is in cell B27. So 33.64% of the shafts are between 21.99 and 22 millimeters. What is the probability the shaft is acceptable? So we're going to have to change the range because it says shafts between 21.99, which we already have entered. This is for part B to make that clear, and 22.01. So 22.01 goes here. So we wind up with 93.7% is acceptable. In part C, we want the diameter will be only exceeded by 2%. So we go down to cumulative probability and we type 98. And we wind up with 22.01. It's actually 22.0123 if you want more decimal places. Now, in part D, what would be your answer to either through the standard deviation is 0.004. So we simply change this to 0.004. In part A, we had 21.99 to 22. And we wind up now with 30.72%. In the next portion, we wind up with probability that the shaft will be acceptable. So we change the X value to be 22.01. We wind up with 97.59%, which is in cell B27. And because we've already got the number in, the 98% for the cumulative probability. So in this particular case, we wind up with 22.0102. So it's slightly different than previous. So it's just rounded to 22.01. So there's a slight difference.